It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Broncos and the Dolphins, coming up next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the sight of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we're ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking...
Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Miami. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And his first look is incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Still fighting for more. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Broken tackle. Powering forward. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
This defense for the Dolphins, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. From the gun, Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Throwing again on second down. Bridgewater. He completes this to Sutton.
Yeah, the Broncos are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Williams. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. And I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Christian Wilkins drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. And this one is right through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Now a carry for Pirine. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Pirine. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Tua. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep to return is KJ Hamler. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Bridgewater. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. Tried to drop it in there, but it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into 1st downs and hopefully points.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
Better ball security, but not much else to show for it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse.
Instead, it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
You got it. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Completes it to Fant on the right side. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And he will have a Broncos 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Bridgewater again. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Bridgewater now for Gordon on the draw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked off.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. He's letting this one go for Fuller. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. So we come upon halftime. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Pirine. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From midfield, here's Tua. He'll drop it off to Pirine, complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A toss play. Here's Pirine. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll run it here with Pirine, and he stopped immediately there. Alexander Johnson there on the stop. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. That catch good for only a couple.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff looking right. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alexander Johnson. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. Able to bust through the tackle, but not much to show for it. Still inside the 5. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Forced out to his left. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua buying time to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Christian Wilkins picks up his second sack of the afternoon. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
Miami set to take over. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Meanwhile, to his throw, taken in here by Fuller. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Now an open man, that's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Touchdown, Dolphins! Jalen Waddle hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed, they definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
Sanders on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go.
They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. To throw, Bridgewater. This is the tight end fan. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense back out on the field.
Certainly they want to win this game, but down 3, they know what they need to do. Get in field goal range, at least have a chance to tie.
And if you approach it the right way, you almost have a safety net. Knowing just a field goal gets it done. You don't press for the touchdown, but you take it if the opportunity comes. If the opening's there, someone slips in the secondary and you get a big play. But otherwise, get the 3, put that on the board, and try to extend the game.
They'll be trying to muster 3. Of course, they'd love the score to win it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On the handoff, it's Gaskin. Room to run for Gaskin.
Right down there.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Myles Gaskin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Quite the comeback here. They have erased that deficit, pushed themselves out in front now here in this 4th quarter.
This game's kind of fun. The horse race hasn't it, partner, because, yeah, the other guys run out to their big lead, but then slowly and surely, they've been creeping up and closing that gap. Now they're stuck ahead in front here late in the game. The finish line's not far away. They need their defense to finish this thing off.
After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So now Bridgewater and the Broncos down 21-17. A little under 2.5 to go. A chance to end this season with a bang as they come up with a 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Bridgewater's throw taken in by Sutton.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
And that's caught by Williams.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's Bridgewater. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, here's Pirine. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Back to throw is Tua. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Miami. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They've gone to the 4th quarter now in Dallas. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Dak Prescott, 2 touchdown passes to lead the way. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stand your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Oh, and Bridgewater intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job to